Hey guys, welcome to the episode recap of Game of Thrones, episode 8. Ygritte brings Jon Snow back to her camp, but she saves his life. What I thought was interesting was when Snow met the other guy from the Night's Watch who got captured.
I had the sword in her neck,
I know.
The others.
When you didn't come back, we went looking for you. But they found us before we found you.
They died because of me.
See that it wasn't for nothing.
Honestly, I don't know whether Jon Snow can even really make that happen. At times, I really feel he's wishy-washy. From season 1, when he didn't join Robb Stark's army, and when he couldn't kill Ygritte. He has this idea about himself, but he doesn't seem to ever follow through with it. Then Robb Stark walks with Talisa and says a really interesting line from his dad.
I asked him, how can a man be brave if he's afraid? That is the only time a man can be brave, he told me.
This is such a great line. Sometimes we feel that bravery means that you have no fear, but fear is a human emotion and it can't really be avoided. So fear is like a seed. Fear can be planted and either phobia can grow out of it, which is like extreme constant fear, or bravery can grow out of it. Then Robb Stark gets the message that Lady Stark technically freed Jaime Lannister. She sent her lady guard to take Jaime Lannister back to King's Landing, trade him for the daughter.
Why?
For the girls.
You betrayed me.
Robb.
No! You knew I would not allow it, and you did it anyway.
And Game of Thrones really shows you that words really do affect people. Words are like daggers. Tyrion had used words many times to get out of tough situations. Jaime Lannister, in this case, used words to play on Lady Stark's psychology. I was so pissed at this. I mean, no one wants to see Jaime Lannister free. I mean, he's just so dangerous. Then Tywin speaks to Bronn and Varys about planning a defense against Stannis when he comes to attack. Then Tywin and Bronn get into this thing where it's like book knowledge versus street knowledge. And Bronn, of course, is kind of like, you see Tywin looking through the books and Bronn's like, oh, what is this crap?
And one of these explains how to beat him.
An history of the great sieges of Westeros. Shevelethan, Sheveletesh.
Gvaltish. I'd swap all your books for a few good archers.
Books do have an effect, and books include ideas, but in the end, sometimes it really is just ideas. The practicality, it may not work out, so sometimes what you do in real life is actually more important than what you read about. Just something to consider, especially if you're going to college, where all you're going to be doing is reading books. And then when you go to get a job, you find out that you actually need experience. I think there's a good lesson to all high school seniors going into college. Listen to Bronn. Then Cersei talks to Tyrion in the next scene. She tries blackmailing Tyrion by telling him that if Joffrey dies in battle, that she's going to torture and kill Shae, his secret whore. But she's not really his whore or prostitute. I think now he's really in love with her.
There isn't a man alive who could devise a more painful death for your little cunt.
Then when the prostitute is brought out, it's actually not Shae, it's someone else. So Cersei had it wrong. And we see Tyrion actually show some serious emotion and actually cry.
Shae!
I've been waiting all night. What is wrong?
You're beautiful. I would kill for you. You know that. You're mine.
This is where what Cersei said to Sansa in the last episode, that love can make you weak. I personally think she's wrong. Love doesn't make you weak, love makes you stronger. I mean, do you really think these words give you courage? I hate your ass. Nah, it just makes you mad. Too much madness makes you angry, and too much anger, actually that's controlling and makes you weak. You see what happens to Tyrion when he finds out.
A day will come when you think you're safe and happy, and your joy will turn to ashes in your mouth.
Cersei also tells Tyrion, you know why Varys is so dangerous?
Do you know why Varys is so dangerous?
Because he knows everything we do before we do it.
Because he doesn't have a cock.
Do you think this is true? Do you think that men think too much with their penises? I think she's wrong again. The guy who's really dangerous is the guy with the biggest dick. What I mean by biggest dick is with the most testosterone. Put a guy with low testosterone in a UFC fight versus a guy with high testosterone and see who wins. You know, if a man doesn't have a penis, that makes him a girl. Either way, the emotions and testosterone are what drives a man. Something I think Cersei wants right now in the Game of Thrones. Sometimes women say things that sound philosophical that are really digs at men. Be careful. I think Cersei just has some penis envy. The last thing I think you'll ever hear a woman say to her husband on her wedding night, honey, would you mind chopping off your penis for me? What? Because I don't want you to use it to think too much. That's all. Just chop it off. Then Robb wants to marry Talisa and then he has sex with her.
I blathered
I
on.
don't want to marry the Frey girl.
Then then Tyrion says some funny quotes to Varys.
Why are all the gods such vicious cunts? Where's the god of tits and wine?
Man seems to always blame God for everything he does. Disease, crime, murder. But we never stop to wonder whether we're the cause of all of it. Did God create disease or did we? Did God create crimes or do we commit crimes? I don't know, just something to think about.
Daenerys Targaryen lives. She has 3 dragons. But even if what they say is true, it'll be years before they are fully grown. And then there'll be nowhere to hide.
We find out that it takes years for the dragons to grow, so I don't know what's gonna happen in the meantime. I can't imagine living in a world knowing that dragons can come anytime over your city or kingdom and just destroy everything at once. Wait a second, that's called natural disaster. Avalanches, earthquakes, tornadoes, floods, tsunamis. Oh, I think we as humans don't think about it on purpose because if we did, we'd go mad. We just want to live a normal life. And then finally, the best scene, we find out that Osha, I love Osha, she's so loyal, she's the best. She's protecting Bran. I think Robb should marry Osha. Forget Talisa. But she protected Bran and they're hiding out in Winterfell actually, right under Theon's nose.
Hope this would be the last place they'd think to look.
So can't wait to see what's going to happen. That's been your episode recap of Game of Thrones episode 8. It's been a little more serious because this episode has been a little more serious. Subscribe for more TV recaps.